always keep learning, man. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. And always keep an open heart and always keep an open mind, because you never know who may come into your life and may just share a simple message that may help you or may lead you into, well, meeting someone that may help you get into a position where you may take you off the streets, where you don't have to end up, well, going to jail or going to rehab and having to do it the hard way that I had to do, right? I would, yeah, just keep your heads up and your prove very strong and just keep going. You know, life gets hard, but we got to make choices. Sometimes it's not the best, but it is what it is. Keep keeping on and keep persevering and don't give up. That's what I would tell myself every day, every day. Alono kako metaverse causes. My name is Kalena Lokahi po hala di kota puoi, and that's who you guys are hearing out today. Thank you.
When you were houseless, who helped you?
Yeah, cool. And certain other individuals, but they don't like the praises.
Okay. What about
But we had people like River of Life Mission. Shout out to them. St. Augustine Church Waikiki. They used to do their feedings every once in a while. We had the Yo Outreach. We had even just churches. Churches would come out every once in a while into Waikiki, or even out when we were out in the communities. They would see us, and yeah, thanks to those people like them, and just sharing a moment, you know, giving us, well, some type of love. Yeah, you lose all of that, so you lose how it feels to be human. So people like that would help too, but even them, they still all give the praises to, you know. So yeah,
to the Most High?
to the Most High.
I hear a lot, whether it's comments online or whatnot. Homelessness is a choice. How do you feel about that statement?
The best way I can sum it up is it's kind of one of those double-edged swords. It is a choice, but it's also sometimes the only option, right? For my story, I was 14, kicked out, right? Over a little argument with mom. I take accountability today, right? Yes, I should have handled situation differently. Most people are like, why would you choose to live that for 20 years, right? The 20 years wasn't wasted. It was molding me, and it shaped me to who I am today, sitting right here today to be able to, well, as an eighth grade, pretty much self dropout. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm done pretty well. Yeah, being kicked out at 14.
So where did you go from there?
14?
Yeah, when you
Straight.
dropped out.
Well, dropped out. I started hanging out, and well, I went to a program for troubled youth. I was put onto a felony probation. I think felony. I'm not too sure. It was eighth grade. But I followed the restrictions, and then I ended up in a Hawaiian program, Kamalama, and that's where I started learning about Hawaiian culture.
Oh, nice.
And then funding got cut, so I kind of started going a little drifting, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's over there? You know, things happen. Lost a sense of purpose, right? Culture got ripped away and all, right? I found something that brought a sense of purpose, culture, and then it got ripped away, right?
And it wasn't even your fault or anything like that.
Just circumstances.
Yeah.
Lifing, man.
Yeah.
That's what I see it.
Yeah.
I don't call it complaints. I don't complain about it. I don't question it. It was just lifing at the moment, man. Life doing life and me living through it. Whether you want to call it suffering or enduring or lessons, it don't matter. It was still something you had to go through. That's what my grandfather taught me. Always put one foot in front of the other, and you're gonna be one foot, well, closer to wherever you may want to be or wherever you need to be. You may not know what you'll find when you get there, and enjoy it when you get there. Yeah, it is, like I said, it's a choice, but it is also sometimes just literally options. Lack of options, yes. Depending on, again, each individual situation too.
How did you start like the process of getting off the street? Because I hear from people that have been out there for so long that it takes a long time to relearn the rules, societal rules or norms, as like,
Yeah, you learn new behaviors, yeah,
yeah.
behavior patterns, everything. Morals kind of lose way, yes. Things you're taught, manners, yeah, you kind of lose way. I kind of lost it, right? But I still had somewhat, because for me, my 20 years, I still had certain people I would go hang out with. You know, there was, well, kind of, we like to say normal, but yeah, I would go hang out with them and just had normal conversations, right? High as a kite or drunk, whatever it may be for the moment, right? But they still took me in with open arms and care and still treated me with a human, just like how you have, right? And I would go have conversations, whatever it may be for the day. And we went with the win. And that's what, well, kind of kept me basically sane, I guess, and kept me, that's what helped me, right?
Mm.
Working, right? I still had jobs, still what, but was still making bad choices and was just houseless.
Oh, you were working
Yeah, I still had jobs.
while houseless.
Yeah, I still had jobs. Still
Well,
blending in a little bit, right?
what were some of the jobs you had when you were
My ties, yeah, my ties. Islands Fine Burgers, Buffalo Wild Wings,
as what, cooking?
cooking, yeah,
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah.
Well, Mai Tais is
Emo Lounge was one of my first bars.
isn't Mai Tais kitchen in the Olive Garden?
Yeah, so it used to be Bubblegums, but now Olive
Yeah,
Garden,
yeah.
correct? Yeah, now they get their own door too, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, that's just some of them. But
Pupus is good over there.
Buffalo Wild Wings, yeah, Pupus is good at my ties and the Emus. The vibe is always one
Oh,
of
I
a kind too.
love Mai Tais.
But just like every place, always get one bad apple that no fall far doesn't fall far from the tree, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I was one of the bad apples, but we're doing okay today in life. Yeah, we help. We taking our life and we trying to use it as well a stepping stone for others to hopefully not go down the path of, well, 20 years. I like to look at it, well, schooling, but in a night, well, one of the hardest ways and the harshest ways I can also say it was self-torture, right? I got locked up and I did a little probation violation in the federal prison, and I met a gentleman. He taught me about mental slavery.
Okay.
He said, "Brother, you're locked up mentally and physically." And he showed me the way to how to mentally free myself, so well I don't have to ever return to that place. And that's what kind of my teachings leads to. Not everybody's gonna be able to utilize the program that works for me, right? So I just share it in hopes to maybe help inspire and get someone started at least on a journey, right? Something, a spark, whatever it may be, because sometimes that's all it takes is a little hope from someone, yeah, that looks like you, sounds like you, well, and pretty much is you, because I am you and you're me, no different.
I and I.
I, one love.
Talking with houseless people, you come across some people that mentally aren't completely there sometimes, and I never know if that's you know Batu
Yeah,
or what is that called, schizophrenia,
yeah.
but
I, for me, I went down the rabbit hole pretty deep to the point where I seen things that wasn't there, right?
mm,
But who's to say it wasn't there, right? I went down the rabbit hole, and after 20 years, bro, I came out of rehab and I couldn't really hold a conversation, bro.
and you knew that.
Yeah. My ex girlfriend helped rehabilitate me. She helped put me back on the meds and get the help, right? She helped me personally take me to therapy and things like that. And she helped me herself, right? So those things help um bring me back. I like to say resuscitate, right? Every once in a while we just need a right, that's it.
What changes would you like to see for Oahu or Honolulu?
I would like to see more done for the youth and the parks and things like that, man. more programmed activities for the youth. Um, they talk about all this violence, but where's the solutions? You know what I mean? We need the solutions. We can talk about it and point it out all we want, but if we ain't gonna get to the root and then help fix the root of the problems and then actually provide solutions as well, which is gonna help the youth and well the future of Hawaii, right? That's what I would like to see. And traditions, keeping traditions alive. I don't see that anymore. But I do see it on the west side, man. On the west side, you can drive there any day of the week, and you're gonna see people camping, just camping. Simple. So traditions like that, right, keeps family dynamics, right? You get out the house, right? Like my days growing up, mom was get out the house, go live, go, get out the house, but be home before the street lights come on, right? Once the street lights come on, nothing great comes out of the dark, right? So yeah, we need programs and things for the youth, man, to be able to and solutions, way reason things to help find to get to the root of the problem, right? Which is well, to me, I think, and from my understanding and my experience of life, right, family dynamics. Hawaii is a very high DV state, right? Um, caused again by addictions, financial issues,
Mm-hmm. Stressors.
stressors, yeah, just life, man. Again, life. But we don't realize it. Some of us are in fight and flight mode, even when we're not thinking we are. Right? We are. Hey, not fight or flight anymore. Right? You're living and surviving now. So yeah, just giving them getting to the root so we can find solutions and provide them better things and avenues to be able to well cultivate a better life for self, right? And that's what I feel.